and I can then turn on the recording on my end too. Just one more minute. Oh, fabulous. Stellar, my love, just give me 2. There. Well, we are, and I'm going to turn the audio recording here. There. We are live.
Hello.
Welcome, 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 my beautiful, sacred, again, galactic, cosmic, celestial, divine goddess, Magdalene Consciousness, Diamond Sister. There's so many. And jam it in to this beautiful 6th episode of the Alchemy Short Video Series. And my goodness, thank heavens, on July 1st. Thank God this July 1st is here, this whole month of Magdalene. I am so excited to have you on, Stellar.
It's lovely to be here, honey. Thank you so much.
Of course, you've been such a, just like that heart sister. It's so beautiful, this vibration, this incredible frequency, and to just come on together. As you know, as I shared with you, this short video series was guided by spirit to just put it together. It's fast, it's 15 minutes to the point, joyful, in and out. But there's this frequency that comes in and blasts out for everybody that is sort of like coming into its interaction. So I'm so happy to have you on, and just holy shizzle, holy whistle. I don't know where to even begin other than this first few minutes is our mingling before we get to exactly what you're in service to. And let's just see, how are you this morning? Are you just so excited to enter July as we were, Michael and I, just set an end to June?
Well, yes, because last night was the first night I'd actually had a full night's sleep, because the energies and the frequencies and places that we've been have been off the charts. And I normally sleep very well, but when I can't sleep, oh, it's so annoying. So last night I had a full 8 hours, which was a godsend. So thank you.
Thank
to
God.
the team. But yeah, July is, well, we've got Mary Magdalene's feast day, haven't we, on the 22nd. So it's always a lovely month. And you know, we're in a crazy time, aren't we? You know, unless we're in our heart, everything on the outward illusion is just nuts right now. And I think the outer illusion, the outer hologram, is going to get a little bit more crazy looking in the next 6 to 8 months. So it's really a time that I've been really focusing for the beings and the lovely energies that are magnetized towards my teachings right now. And that's all about the heart. You know, coming into the heart, what are the qualities of divine love? How can we live those out in the world? And how can we help our brothers and sisters? Because we're actually here encoded to do that. We're not supposed to be a warring society at all. So it's about coming back to our roots, coming back to nature, and coming back to the heart. You know, that's really what I've been focusing on. And you know, I'm watching people shift from being in fear to actually going, actually, yes, I'm feeling a lot better now, because I've come into my heart and I felt the presence of my own divinity within, because everyone here is divine. Everyone.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, it's, you know, you started out saying it's really insane, and I feel like it's insanely awesome. I mean, we are really in the mix of what I call a crazy cosmic soup that's just about to be the most magnificent service of this, you know, gourmet soup, because it's thrown in it, and I can feel it, like it's all like the whole team, the team above, it's really just spinning this soup because everything has been thrown in it, and you can feel what is truly marinating and what is, you know, some of the vapors that's dissolving. And there's such a, I feel, Michael and I were talking about this, there's such a perfection in the imperfection, but you can only experience the perfection if you are in alignment with that divine perfection within. Otherwise, you just can't experience it, because it is very chaotic on the outside, yet there is this collective stillness on the inside. So there's this remarkable, it is such a remarkable experience, and it's true enriched experience, because it's finally, I feel, giving individuals and the collective, individuals taking part of the collective, the anchoring of these frequencies, these streams, these light
Well,
forms.
yeah, everyone's
That,
working really hard
yeah.
right now. Yeah.
Well, I feel it's like they have, it's giving everybody the opportunity to bring it in, because as you and I know, there's so much of the aesthetic vibration, but it's not anchored, it's not honed in, it's not grounded, and there's just a lot of this. So, but when it's brought in, and it has to be brought in to the real third dimensional consciousness, because that's the whole purpose we're here, right? And certainly it's not fun. I don't think we planned for fun on a soul plane. We said, okay, it's a work. Let's get this
Oh,
work.
it's definitely a war on consciousness. That is for sure. You know, a lot of us are in the new timeline, and there's a real tug of war right now to get us back into the old timeline. And the old timeline is fear, lack, debt, lack of sovereignty. And then on the new timeline, we're in our sovereignty, we're walking as love on the planet. We're
Yes.
embodying the 144 qualities of divine love and walking that out every day and building the new world frequency from the inside, from the heart space itself, where everything starts and everything manifests from. So yeah, I'm just seeing this absolute tug of war. And then, it's not necessarily the dark or the evil that we have to worry about. There's the false light teachings that are there to take you away from your truth, to disempower you, to get you to sort of have an intermediary or whatever it is. And it's like, no, you're it. You're it. You're the divine sovereign. You're the one who is here as in the image of the creator, as a creator.
Yes.
And to be, that's why Earth's so special, because all of the beings on here are creative beings.
Yeah.
There's not everybody in the universe that can create, right? So that's why this planet, has been highly exploited, shall we say, over the eons of time. And now we're coming into a point now we're actually taking back our power. We're waking up, and we're going to create the new world together, co-create that. It's beautiful.
And I feel it, one of the things that you and I share so much in common is that divine mother quality, the divine father. It is the divine mother in unison in us. And it is that divine inheritance that is being anchored within our template in surrendering, in its blessings, in its acceptance, because otherwise it continues to be that cycle of the outside, right? So it is this it is this acceptance of the divine inheritance as the divine creator, so that we can bring the higher plane, we're bridging it so that we can bring the higher goods that we so easily know. We know this so easily. It's like nothing. It's our true essence, the higher good for the highest grade for everyone, and to just bringing it here. And it is the art of bringing it here in this plane that has not yet opened up to the vibration of receiving love. It's been in separation of that. So it's a very interesting lens to expand into, and to know everybody's part of it, because it's already within them. They don't have to create it.
Just have to wake up and trust it. I always say, if the whole planet could trust themselves right now, can you imagine?
Yes, I can. Actually, I can. I really can. We can, because we have to imagine. Yes, is each individual living from their love, right? Because then there is no issue. We know this. It's so simple.
I know. But humanity has been so tricked and duped, and
yeah.
I talk a lot about free will and consent a lot of the time now, because people don't realize that their consent has been taken through their silence. You know, it's time to speak up. And if you see something that you don't like, or if you feel a symbol is giving you a certain message, then you have to rescind that. So right now, it's a lot of the training that I'm doing with my, you know, priestess groups and my solstice group that I'm walking everyone through until equinox is all about, you know, no consent, no contest, no contract.
Yes.
To symbols, images, pictures, whatever those things are coming up in your newsfeed, if it doesn't feel good, rescind it. Rescind the spiritual equity back to its original creator, because that's what we all need to do right now. There's too many contracts going around to try and harness our consciousness into the old timeline. So really, it's about being very vigilant about what you're consuming through your eyes,
Absolutely.
you know, through your frequencies, through the cells in your body. And you know, to be generally vigilant. There's a lot of weirdness going on, you know, holographically. There are holographic inserts and things going on where people you might think are saying something to you, but they're not saying it. They've put an overlay onto them. And I've had this happen on retreats and things. It's really strange when it all kicks off.
You're right. And I feel like this month of Magdalene, it couldn't be more perfect. You know, in 3 weeks from today, we have the Magdalene feast, and the energy of Magdalene on the planet, which you and I are so dedicated to, the frequency. I mean, it's been years of dedication to that, the consciousness, and it is the collective conscious of the Magdalene frequency. I remember when I was in the seat of Isis in south of France, I was sitting,
Yes.
as soon as I sat there, I went into the transmission channel and I heard the Magdalene consciousness, the voice of the Magdalene consciousness speak through me. We took a video of it, and it was the first time I experienced the collective voice of the Magdalene speaking, which I'd never encountered. That earlier Isis had come in and spoke through me. And the message was so powerful, because in this now, it's all about the voice, the resonance. It's the frequency of our voice in its spoken words. What really is in resonance that we are in speaking of? And if it's not, we don't speak of it. And if it's the one that it is of resonance, we really stand behind its vibration, because it is passing through the gateway of our heart. It is passing through that blue, beautiful rose, that blue sacred rose that's in the heart of Gaia. So, you know,
Someone just sent me this. I don't know if you can see.
look, I get chills. I mean, with the cosmic mother blue rose. I mean, there's so much happening. So I feel the Magdalene frequency is giving each of us permission to stand in the voice of its truth. And as each of us are giving ourselves the green light, we're creating that opening with our love in the collective. So I find that that's where I'm focused right now, to just keep standing, but in the very 3D, being exactly who we are and speaking it from here. So it's so beautiful, but that voice, this has to be free in humanity, because this is the one that's been hijacked, as you know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So tell us, we have this 3 minutes. So where, as you mentioned, where you're focused, how can people find out about you, and what do you really feel particularly around this Magdalene? Are you going to have any Magdalene gathering for this month? And
Well, I mean, my focus right now is writing the new Divine Christos Covenant for the planet. And that is 144 books. They're not very big books, but they are focusing on how to live this new Christus Codex. So the Magdalene voice now is, if you like, she's coming forward, and all her teachings and everything are up to date and modernized for this new time. So my role is really to be the voice of that energy and how we walk as love again. You know, once we've gotten rid of all this imbalance, and we bring everything back to balance with our divine unions and our divine couples, etc. So I'm walking a group of about 90 people right now through those qualities of divine love. So every week we look at 10 qualities, and it becomes a meditation where they feel them in their subconscious, and they embed them into the subconscious, and then they start to walk them and contemplate those 10 qualities every week and how they apply them in their real life. It's beautiful, actually. And as we're doing that, I'm writing the book, so I'm orally teaching it, but I'm doing voice to speech or voice to text, and writing it on the fly and then adding to it.
And you did that quality, we took those qualities last year in our summer solstice with our magic.
Yes, and I've expanded them. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, those were it, and they were anchored so heavily here in Washington DC, and the grids that we work with the Arcadian line. So it's just so much gratitude for that collaboration.
And then other things I'm doing, obviously, you were asking me what my service is. So my service is to humanity, obviously, and everyone, and to all consciousness, and how to raise consciousness through sound, which I do with my voice, as you know. And that mother arc frequency comes through the Amareya flame. So that's designed to open hearts, to look at the wounds, to touch the wound, to feel the wound, and then to heal the wound. It's a sort of a beautiful expression of how the mother just wants to nurture and to heal those.
And that receiving, and I can tell it blasts over. Like, oh my goodness, it's so much honor. So people can just, there's similar Facebook pages you have. Which one would be the best one for people to get in contact with you, Stellar? And just,
well, they can just go to my normal page, Stellar, and they'll see a picture of me, or I'm under my normal private Facebook page, which is Stellar Fairbairn. And I have a Stellar Temple of Sound page as well. So any one of those, if they send me a message, I'll get it. But we're doing a lot of work in the background with the children on the planet as well, and the healing of children. So it's all to do with trauma, and deprogramming everybody from this old matrix. It's a big job. So we're doing a lot of work. We're obviously doing a lot of work with divine sovereignty, helping people rescind the Luciferian contract and come into the new jurisdiction of source. So it's very busy.
And so much gratitude to you, so much gratitude for that new template, for all that is part that you are bringing, and together with John, and just so much gratitude. And I'm glad, I've tagged that everywhere where people can find you easily. And you and I will be on Tuesday for 7/7 with John and Michael and Valerie with Alan Steinfeld. So I'm so excited for that. We get to share.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. And thanks for having me on, honey. It's a pleasure. And I think you've got my Bandcamp and things like that if people want to
all of that is there. So thank you, Stella. I told you this is a short, fast.
I love it. Short and sweet, to the point. Boom.
Boom. And it blasts out to exactly where it needs to go. So I'm so grateful for your time. I'm so grateful to know you as a sister. I'm so grateful for walking together in service, and just deep gratitude to John as well as a sacred brother. And just, I love you dearly. And the Magdalene will deliver all its codes on this Gaia. So thank you so much for that.
And we're so grateful, and we love you too.
And thank you for everybody that also joined us. So much gratitude.
Take care, everyone. Lovely.
So hold on,
sweetheart.
1 second.